The Galactic Council chamber echoed with laughter. Delegates of various alien species, from the war-hardened Crictians to the technologically superior Pselthar, found the mere idea of humans participating in the war nothing short of hilarious. "You mean to tell us," General Vorkoth of the Crictian Empire choked between fits of laughter, "that the primitive mammals from that tiny blue planet think they can fight against the Drogzel swarm?" The Xelthar delegate, a floating mass of neural energy, pulsed with amusement. "Surely, this must be a joke. Humans have no biological enhancements, no advanced war technology, and their planetary defenses are outdated by at least 1,000 cycles. They will be annihilated before the battle even begins." Ambassador James Carter of Earth sat silently, a knowing smile on his face. He had expected this reaction. Humanity had always been underestimated. The species was new to the galactic stage, just barely accepted into the Council, while most alien civilizations had evolved under controlled conditions with stable planetary ecosystems. Earth had been a crucible of survival, a world that had forced its inhabitants to adapt, endure, and overcome. Carter leaned forward, resting his hands on the table. "You misunderstand us. We are not asking for permission. The 12th Terran Expeditionary Force is already en route to the Drogzel front." The laughter died down, replaced by murmurs of confusion. "You sent your forces without consulting the Council?" Vorkov's expression turned into a scowl. "This is reckless. Your forces will be slaughtered." Carter's smile widened. "Then let's see. The Battle of Arcanus IV. The battlefield was chaos. The Drogzel swarm, a nightmarish tide of chitinous beasts, surged forward with terrifying speed. The swarm had devastated entire civilizations in days, leaving behind nothing but lifeless husks of planets. The Council's armies, despite their technology and strategy, had been losing ground for years. The humans, however, had been fighting wars long before they reached the stars. From the moment the 12th Terran Expeditionary Force landed, everything changed. Instead of rigid formations and predictable tactics, the human soldiers fought like an unstoppable storm. They dug trenches, set ambushes, and adapted to enemy movements in real time. Their artillery wasn't just advanced, it was precise, devastating, and relentless. Captain Sarah Mitchell, leading the 105th Infantry Division, stood atop a ruined tower overlooking the battlefield. She surveyed the approaching swarm, thousands of monstrous creatures charging toward her position. "Squad, hold fire until my mark," she ordered over comms. Her soldiers waited. The tension was thick, but there was no fear, only focus. The Drogzel came closer, closer. Now, the sky lit up as human artillery and orbital strikes rained down. The explosions weren't random, they were calculated, targeting the swarm's movement patterns, disrupting their formations, and funneling them into kill zones. Snipers eliminated key threats with pinpoint accuracy. Flamethrowers and heavy plasma turrets turned entire sections of the battlefield into firestorms. But most terrifying of all was how the human soldiers fought up close. Unlike most species who relied on ranged weapons and drones, humans thrived in hand-to-hand combat. Enhanced exosuits, adaptive blade weaponry, and sheer unrelenting brutality made them nightmares on the battlefield. "They don't stop," a Xelthar observer muttered, watching the battle unfold from a distant command post. "They fight even when injured. They push forward, even when outnumbered." General Vorkoth, who had once laughed at the idea of human warriors, now watched in stunned silence as a single human company wiped out an entire Drogzel battalion. He had fought wars for centuries, but never had he seen such raw aggression paired with such strategic brilliance. This is madness," he whispered. "This is terrifying." The aftermath. When the dust settled, the battlefield was a graveyard of Drogzel corpses. Against all expectations, the humans had not just survived, they had won. The swarm had been driven back, forced into retreat for the first time in recorded history. The council chambers were silent when Carter walked back in. This time, no one laughed. "How?" Vorkoth finally asked. "How did you do it?" Carter folded his arms. "Because we come from Earth, a planet that tried to kill us from the moment we were born. Our ancestors fought predators larger and stronger than them. We survived ice ages, famines, and plagues. We fought wars against each other so vicious they would make your worst conflicts look like schoolyard fights. And when we ran out of places to fight, we went to the stars looking for new frontiers. He let that sink in before adding, "You think we are weak because we lack your technology? Technology doesn't win wars. Survivors do." A heavy silence filled the chamber. Finally, the Xelthar delegate spoke. "Perhaps it is time we recognize the humans as more than mere newcomers to the galactic stage." General Vorkoth exhaled sharply. "Agreed. From this day forth, the humans will be known not as allies, but as warriors of the highest order." Carter simply smiled. "Glad you finally understand." Epilogue. The Dradazel never fully recovered from their defeat at Arcanus IV. Humanity's arrival had turned the tide of the war, proving that sometimes it wasn't the most advanced species that survived, but the ones most willing to fight to the bitter end. The galaxy would never laugh at Earth's warriors again.